Howdy folks, Scott Grove here, Dr. Groovy of GroovyMusicLessons.com. Oh, hey, I think my water just broke. No, really. I mean, just keep going. Okay. GroovyMusicLessons.com, and here with Season 2, Episode, I'm going to say 12. I think that's where I'm at. Anyway, just got back from the doctor, and this would be the pain management joint, and where I went and had my epidural today finally. So I'm about 90% pain-free in that whole leg and ass cheek at the moment. So let's see how it goes. They told me to take it nice and easy and not do anything, so thought I'd come in here and yak at y'all. While it's still daylight, get another one of these under the belt. Alright, let's continue on. Oh, somebody, you just gotta love the people who do it. Again, just trolls. I see that Will's Easy Guitar, Will, great guy. He just had to do what we all do, and y'all act totally stupid and don't appreciate people when they give you free stuff and try to help you. He had a little episode where he just tried to tell you guys just to grow the hell up. Again, I get up today and all the comments. I love the comments about the, you know, just because guitars aren't perfect, they're not going to be ever, blah blah blah. Harmonics aren't perfect except for the 12th fret and the 5th fret and the 24th fret. And so if you're playing a G string and you play your harmonic on the 12th, that will be perfectly in tune. If the string is in tune and your harmonics are set, it's going to be in tune regardless if your harmonics are set. And 5th fret will ring out perfectly in tune. If you have your guitar on any kind of quality tuner at all, and you try to do the 7th fret and try to get that D note, you can play right here. That D will be perfectly in tune. But if you play the D harmonic 7th fret on any string, on any guitar, even though the 5th fret, 12th fret, and so forth are all perfect, go to the 7th fret, because you kind of tune that way, some people. That 7th fret is always sharp. Why? Because that's just the way it is. It has nothing to do with your guitar being set up wrong, but people just, today again, just starting off my day, just wake up and start answering this crap right off the bat. You're a total asshole. Why? Because I made these imperfect. I just showed you something to help you for the rest of your life. And other people are like, well, it's not that far off, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, when you figure that every single string, you're doing that, and if you tune it so that it quits warbling and it's in tune the way you're normal to, or used to, then you go, okay, then you've just tuned one string sharp. Okay, now you're tuning again, and when it gets there, it's going to be sharp, the next string. Then you're tuning that sharp string to the next one, to an extra sharp thing. So by the time you finish with the guitar, they're like, well, it's not off enough to do everything. So I just go through my whole guitar, and I've never had a problem. It's like, by the time you get through all 6 strings, yeah, you've got a big problem. You're about a quarter step or more sharp on your high E string by the time you get there. But nobody cares. Nobody wants to be helped. Nobody wants to learn the stupid little things. Nobody cares at all that anybody puts out this stuff for you guys to learn. And just people just come right on, you're an asshole. Okay, I'm an asshole because I put free information on here for you that nobody else is going to give you. Okay, thank you. So, that's it. That's my only bitch today, because I do feel a lot better. Hot damn, I can walk. Okay. I'm just going to start right on here on page 8. Almost done with it. Almost done with page 8. Going backwards from 30 some. This is from D. Formiga. That's it. They don't have a picture for their avatar, just probably one of their 3,000 screen names. then again, some people just have no interest in putting an avatar on there because they just simply don't care. And why would you? Okay. Okay, yeah, I saw this one right before I quit last night. I was talking about Gretch guitars. Says, hello Mr. Groove. Do you have a review on a Gretch Duo Jet? No, I don't. If you don't, can you make one? No, I will not. Are you a Gretch fan? No, I am not. Never seen one Gretch guitar review of yours, and there never will be one. Don't like them, don't like them, don't like them, don't see anything at all that looks-wise or playability, I mean just the way they feel. The whole entire guitar is 100% grotesque to me in every single way. No matter which model it is, there's not a Gretch around that has ever appealed to me in any way, shape, or form. The sound is just hideous to me for what I play. So I will never own one. If I had one here, of course I would do a review, and it would suck because everything would suck about it, for me. If you dig them and you think they're the greatest guitar in the world, then they don't suck for you. But yeah, I could point out everything that makes me not like them, which would be pretty much everything on the entire guitar. So yeah, I'm definitely not a Gretch guy, so good thing they're out of business as far as for me, you know, because Fender owns Gretch and owns Ovation, and Gretch was moved over to the Connecticut plant over in Hartford where Ovation was, and Fender closed the USA plant, so there's no more USA made Gretches or Ovations. If there are, they're going to move them to somewhere else to get them done, but yeah, you're only getting the imports now, so hang on what you have. Whether either one will ever surface again, being made in the USA, who knows, but for now they're gone and closed. The factories shut the doors. Nothing's coming out of there anymore. So, wish I had better things to say, but I just have nothing good to say about Gretch guitars at all. That's just me. Everything about them, like I said, there's not one thing right about them for what I do, and then for just general build and everything else is just, they make less than 0 cents. And I know a lot of people play them. You got Setzer and all that stuff, but you know, we all know the kind of hell he has to go through to play those kind of guitars, or anybody else. The Country Gentlemen's, or the Falcons, and the White Falcons, the Penguins, the blah blah blah. It's like just a bunch of major headache guitars. But you asked me, but I do appreciate you asking. But no, it's just avoid it like the plague myself. Okay, let's go up to secret gov agent. Sounds like somebody I don't want to be involved with. Okay. I hate it when the government gets involved. Says, hey Scott, before you made over $1 million a year, how many guitars did you have, and what were they? The same ones you've seen. I mean, I haven't been making it that much for very long, but long enough to know that it's just going to stay there, because what I've simply done with the lessons, again, which is tried and proven, people want to learn how to play all these instruments all the time, and like I said on the last episode, it's not so much the guitar or bass lessons that are making me any money, it's all the other instruments, everything else, the ukulele, the banjos, the steels, and you know, lap steels, pedal steels, dobro things, mandolin especially. What else do I play? Harmonica, keyboards, all that stuff's what makes the money. But it's a renewable source of income, so I don't just sit here. I mean, I work on this stuff 24/7, except for when I'm chatting to you. Actually, there's work being done by all the machines in here, the copiers and burners, and I've got flash drives and hard drives in there being loaded up. I've got discs burning right at the moment and everything, and then I have to go in there and manually send the downloads. Yeah, they don't even download, you can't even just download them by yourself when you buy it. You gotta wait for me, and I still have to pay $1,000 a month to send my own downloads out that people never get. Go figure. Let's see, what was the actual thing? How many guitars did you have and what were they? Yeah, I didn't have many before all this. I mean, when I moved to Mesquite in 2001, I had, I don't know, 3 guitars. My pink Paisley, another electric, and oh, my Martin. I didn't even have the Martin yet. I had that sent to me after I went back home to Indiana to work on. So did I have an acoustic when I got here? I might have had the Alvarez 12-string already, but that would have been it. All the other instruments, I just learned how to play them after I got here, after I started teaching lessons. I didn't know how to play anything other than a harmonica and pedal steel before I got here. So I put out my ukulele lessons, both the beginner and the pro versions, the day I got my first ukulele, because they're that flippin' simple. So I just started buying stuff as I needed it, and again, the only reason that I started buying all these things was to write them off of my taxes. I have no real desire to own a large guitar collection. It's not my dream of any sort. It was kind of fun at first, but now it's just like, good lord, what's all this crap? Cause heck, you know, there would be, if I could just keep my pink one and my custom stuff, and then the one acoustic over here, the rain song, I'd be happy camper. Oh, and then a ukulele. Rest of it, it could all go away, I don't care. But again, it was originally just all tax write-off stuff, and all I would have to do is show it on here, do a demo of it, and post it to my website. And it could remain unlisted as far as eBay sees it, and just be on my website only as a teaching aid or a tool of the trade, and then write it off that way. It was just the only way to that I could think of to have tax write-offs. Now, I don't do my taxes that way anymore, so I don't ever have to buy another guitar. So I don't know how many more I'll actually buy. I might just start selling some and get out from underneath all this junk. But yeah, 2 or 3. But so anything that's on here, well, I ended up with a couple hundred pretty quick because I just started buying and selling guitars here in town since there is no music store. Had a couple places that were consignment type shops, and then the local pawn shop too, and I would go on musicyo.com, which doesn't exist anymore, but they owned the junky, well, they're not really junky, they're fine and dandy, but the little cheap Kramers for $60, $69 for the all the different Kramer guitars and basses you could ask for, and the Steinbergers were real cheap, and a few other things, Tobias, and so I'd buy all that stuff and then turn around, mark it up 3 to 4 times as much, and people would pay it all day long. So I started making money that way too, and that was that. So I ended up with a whole bunch of guitars around, and then heck, even, you know, the national touring acts would come through and play the casinos, and all of a sudden they would bust a guitar or have one stolen. They need something real quick, and if I was off at a gig or if I was off doing something, my wife would grab whatever. She'd call me up and say, hey, this guy needs to buy an axe real quick or rent one or whatever. It's like, you're taking this one, and tell her what it was. She'd take it down to the casino, sell it to the guy if he liked it, or pick it back up later if he just needed it for a gig or whatever. So yeah, it just turned out to be not because I wanted a guitar collection, but because I needed tax write-offs. No other reason. So all these weird things behind me and all these big expensive things, they mean nothing to me other than they were purchased again when I still needed tax write-offs. So there's no sentimental attachment to any of these guitars around here, really. So to actually have a big collection anymore is not on my tops of my priority list. The less I have, the better, actually. So at this point, so basically if I croak, then the wife has a lot less to deal with, so getting rid of them would probably be the best thing for me. Except I had to pay taxes again when I sell them. Okay, let's go. Oh, and he's asking what were they? Yeah, they're all, almost everything is on one of my I'm sorry, here on my channel on where it shows my collections and stuff. Most everything is on there. I mean, I had a whole bunch of other crap that was more the same. It's like, I've had, Les Pauls. I've had a few hundred Les Pauls in my life, so once you own one, you own them all, unless you get some of the cooler ones I came up with, but just Les Pauls and Strats and Tellys and then all the weird Icemans, and none of it has really changed. I got into all the weird Norlinear guitars, and I love those from the Gibson thing. The Corvus, the Challenger 3s, I like the Sonics. I like anything with a bolt-on and with Bill Lawrence involved in it. Loved all those guitars. Great, 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 great stuff. Okay, so let's go up to Odd Box Topper. It says, having spent many years myself gigging in bars, clubs, and halls, I have seen my share of barroom fights. I'm sure that you have seen a few yourself, for sure. Seen many people get shot to death and stabbed to death and everything. Bleed out right on the stage or whatever, or get back of a head splattered on my face. My question is one of curiosity. What was the worst fight you ever saw at a gig? Fight or killing? Different things. Fight. God, there's so many, but I mean, you get fights with 50 people involved in it, but it just looks like a caricature of any movie. The one that always just sticks out is this is a place back in Indianapolis called the Lakeview Supper Club. A guy was front row, and we were having to do the dinner set before they would take the tables off of the dance floor and let people, you know how that goes, they have to move the tables so people could dance after they're done, and they would do this every day. But a guy was there right front stage with his mistress or girlfriend or whatever. Then of course his wife walks in, must have got tipped off somewhere, but she came right up there and grabbed the fork off of his table and right out of his place setting, took it and just shoved it right in the side of his neck and was just sitting there digging it. And I mean, she hit the jugular. I mean, that stuff was just spewing all over the stage. So, we were only like 2 or 3 songs into the set, and just playing soft dinner music, country stuff, probably Amarillo by Morning or something like that, just trying to keep it soft or whatever. But that was an interesting one, and everybody jumping over there trying to help him and trying to stop that wild woman. She had some, I know they're not supposed to have testosterone, but she had some major strength going on because she was throwing some people off of her. The gal that, the wife that stabbed the guy in the neck. But that was right up close and personal, so that's always my go-to when people ask me about fights and little stabbings or what have you. But yeah, we've all seen our big ballroom brawls, where all the cowboys get going, but those just seem less real because it's just a caricature of itself. But that one there was pretty wicked, and that's the one I always think of. So it's just right there, right up close, and I was like, shit, this is real. So that would be it, my man. Okay. I don't know if this has anything to do, but I'll just read it and say thanks. This is from Fake Jimmy. It says, that thing you do at 11 minutes 45 seconds sounds really better than actual chappers playing. I would hope so. Thank you. Now Chapper's got some good licks. It's just his style of music and mine just don't mesh, and that's about it. You know, I know he can actually pull out the kind of music I like and do a fairly decent job of it. I would like to see him go just do a down home country gig and see how he does, but I know his heart is nowhere near that. So, and I have no idea what I did at 1:40 or 11:45. I'll have to go look at that, and maybe I'll mention that back later. I'll just put a little arrow on it and take a look. So thank you. Somebody here wrote something, and then people started having a conversation. Let's see if I should read the conversation. Okay, let's just read the conversation and I'll tell you who all wrote back if you guys haven't read it. This is from 6 with 2 X's like Nikki Six. 6-string dream. Looks like a, what is that, a BTO cover of an album, or is that Zeppelin? Or I've got the shirt, I just don't know any of the bands. I mean, I know the bands, but I don't know, that looks like a, maybe a Zeppelin shirt. I think I might have that actual shirt right here. Not that it matters to anybody, they're just like, get back here and start yakking. There's AC/DC, and these are all just shirts from Walmart that cost like $1 or $2 at one time. There's Johnny Cash, there's me, there's the band, there's Kiss, wait, there's Kiss, there's something that says fuck something, there's Hendrix, Rolling Stones, some Kiss again. I know I've got this. The Tabasco Sauce Lady, which is Betty Page, I learned from you guys. Gene Simmons, Rolling Stones again, Orthodontics, the Eagles. I'm getting closer. Some of the local bands are, here's that thing. So this person, it was Zeppelin. Okay, where it says 6-string dream. I just saw that and recognized that avatar. It's like, I've got that on a shirt somewhere. So, there it is. So you got it. Don't give a shit about them, but got the shirt. Why? It was cheap and it was black. It might emo in any way. Not that I know of. I might be closer to Elmo. Tickle me, Elmo. What do you call, what's a 71? It's a 69 with 2 fingers in your ass. Hey. Okay, so anyway, this guy, 6-string dream, says, Mega douche Wyatt. Nobody can let it go. I can, but nobody will let me. Mega douche Wyatt keeps saying all Scott Grove fans are idiots and don't play guitar, or if they do, they suck at it. He says he would be, or I'm sorry, he said he would embarrass any of Scott's dumb fans on guitar. What is your opinion on that? I've heard lots of great folks here that play great. Most of you played great before you ever came and started yakking to me, so it's just a mixed up person spewing crap, just like most everybody on YouTube is. That's my opinion on that. Somebody told me I have 50,000 subscribers, so somebody wished me happy 50,000 on that. I'm sure I've at least blocked that many, if not more. I've probably blocked twice that many. Just because there's only, you know, I don't like buttholes. If I did, I'd marry a dude. Let's see. Michael Martin, he responded to it, says, I just volunteered my services. Larry, and so will Steve Dempsey. Thanks for the heads up on this. So this must be somebody that I don't see. No, he's responding to 6-string dream, so his name might be Larry. Thanks for the heads up on this, but it does not appear that Wyatt plays lead guitar. I've watched him. He's put a couple lead things in. I haven't heard any bends, but he plays a couple of one single notes. I skimmed through 5 of his videos. He doesn't play any lead, just that metal chugging shit. I will gladly destroy him if asked, however. So Michael Martin says, yeah, if anybody, you know, needs or wants him to go destroy Wyatt as far as cutting heads on guitar, you know, he says I'll gladly go over there and just show him how it's done. So, you know, pros come here, other people that barely know how to play come here for lessons. Pros come here just to chat, you know, like Michael. He's amazing at everything he does. His art, his playing, his playing is his art, but his actual art that he does is phenomenal. If you guys get to check it out, Michael Z. Martin, you'll see him on here. He's amazingly smart, amazingly insane, which goes hand in hand with being a good artist in so many different ways. It's just most of your better artists, whether it be on canvas or whatever, or on an instrument, whatever your medium of choice is, tend to be off their nut as far as Joe Public claims what normal should be. Normal is not appealing to myself, nor to Michael, nor to most people who get all of this. Normal is not a good thing. I have no draw to the world of normal. It doesn't interest me in the slightest. So to be odd or out there or whatever you guys think I am, that's a good thing, and it's a much better place to live than in, you know, just being a cow and just following the herd. No thanks. CJ responded, I'm not really surprised that kind of stuff still goes on. Just today I had a reply from a jackass who was being deliberately douchey, trying to prove that old solid body tone wood fairy tale. Only his argument was, duh, ever heard of a string derpa something? Then it says read more, and I didn't uncollapse it, so I don't know what it says. And then 6-string dream again finally says to Michael Martin, you looked at most of his videos then? I wanted to see him go up against someone good in here, since he is so sure that no one in here can do anything. So, my dog's better than your dog stuff. So no questions for me. Okay, let's go up to Jake Wise or Weiss, either way. Got a Mickey Mouse avatar with like 5 eyeballs or something. Scott, what are some of the most artistically significant compromises that you made in your music career that you wish you would not have made, or wish you could have compromised differently and still got the gig? You know, I would not trade the whole country thing for anything in the world. It's just no matter what kind of music you play, you're going to be surrounded with other folks on the road, and you're going to constantly be running into each other, different bands, rock bands, jazz bands, whatever. But the country folks, they just seem more close-knit and less willing to fight amongst each other. It just doesn't really happen that much unless you get Kanye on the stage and he takes Tyler's mic away. What would I do different with as far as compromising? What would I do different? I think maybe I would have. There was a building, it's back now here, it was in Vegas. What was the name of the show? The name of the show was called Country Tonight. They tore down the damn casino and they were needing another guitar player. I went in and auditioned via the word given to me by my wife's ex-boyfriend from back in high school, who was a drummer and owned his own place in Vegas where most people went, Mahoney's drum place. So she was dating Mr. Mahoney back in her young days. Anyway, he said to go over to the, what was the name of the damn casino? It'll hit me in a second. Anyway, they were needing another guitar player to play the, shows in the showroom all the time. Thing is, they were getting ready to implode the building, and so they were going to just send the band over to Japan and other places abroad to go playing over there and keep the show tight and all that until they rebuilt the new casino. And I didn't go due to my ex-wife. So I wish I would have compromised right there and went. Even though the show never returned to the casino once it was rebuilt. But I would have liked to have seen how that whole thing turned out. But what would I compromise? I compromised when I turned all my comments back on YouTube. I had them all off for the longest time, except for on things where it's like the band or where it's just me singing or performing somewhere. Those have always been just open and I don't have to approve the messages. And I can go back and change it all, but yeah, I would go back and just shut everything off again and just not let anybody be able to comment on anything. But it's just always funny to go around reading Scott Grove. He knows he's a dick, so that's why he keeps all of his comments turned off. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, I had him shut down for a couple years just to give me time to not have to even mess with YouTube and let it do what it was supposed to do, which was bring traffic to my website and sell some lessons. So that's why I even got on here. So to start talking to people, I would probably go back and change that. See, these wouldn't even exist, so it would have been like Kiss never taking off their makeup, But I took off my makeup and started talking to people. So I would probably actually just go back and change that and never have allowed a comment from day one, if you want the truth, which I give you. And I still got the gig, but I didn't take the gig because I wasn't going to travel overseas. So I had the gig if I wanted it, but I said no, and they said they were taking it overseas, so that's the end of the question. Right up above, we have the turtle avatar with Nick, N-I-Q, Nick Scott. He says, where did he leave his car keys? And of course the answer is, in the last place you'll look. Of course, it's the only answer you can ever give to that one. Because why would you keep looking for something after you found them? So it's always going to be, the keys will be in the last place you look for them. Easy. Okay, going right up to Donna Lowe. And 99 million out of 100 million people who use a female name are usually guys, as you know. Okay, let's see. Okay. They're going to talk about some Zager crap or something. Hi Scott, glad you're still alive and kicking. It says, upon watching the death video, I wondered afterwards if the video's message was trying to say that the Zager advertisement was as believable as your death. Anyways, I was just wondering what your opinion was on the Zager guitars. Yes, I own one. Sorry. 2014 model. Take care and hope to hear from you. Keep the info coming. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, of course, I didn't make the Scott Grove is Dead video. That was somebody else who made the video, so I thought it was done well, and the Zager thing was funny, and of course every single Zager guitar is made in Indonesia. If you peel off the little sticker that says made in USA, or that says Zager, the little gold foil one on your guitar too, yes, every single one. Just peel it up, it'll say made in Indonesia. And then if they say they do all their stuff in Nebraska and give you a setup on an acoustic guitar, if they set up a guitar in Nebraska and they send it to me here in Nevada, that setup's going to be no good because everything's different. So why bother to set it up? I mean, makes no sense at all. It's a wood piece of junk from wherever, and if they think they're setting something up, which all they do is actually just go and file the frets down, so you lose half your fret material. So all their guitars are made over at the same Indonesian factory where they make the what's the crappy version of the Martins, the Sigmas. So it's at the same factory. It doesn't mean it's made by Martin or the Sigma division. It just means it's made at the same damn place as that their guitars are made at the same place as millions of other guitars with dozens, or yeah, probably dozens, maybe 100 different brand name stickers stuck on them. But if they do go to Nebraska at all, then they just simply slap their sticker over top of the made in Indonesia on each and every guitar. So look under your label, you'll find that. Whole bunch about that online. Okay, let's go to, can't pronounce this, Coposteuguga. Copos de Agua, maybe. That's the most I can put into it. And it says read more. Did I collapse it or uncollapse it? I don't know if I did or not. It says, hey Scott, it doesn't look like I did a whole thing. Sorry, dude. Have you ever listened to Brazilian music? The old ones are the best, or thought about visiting Brazil? Let's see. No on both accounts. I've never thought about visiting Brazil at all. I was trying to think exactly where I was watching the other day. It wasn't Brazil, but no, I've never even contemplated Brazil, and I've never listened to any Brazilian music, and I've barely listened to any music other than Mexican music, you know, as far as anything from other countries. Canadian music pretty much sounds like ours in the US. So no, I'm not worldly when it comes to music. I just, again, it's amazing how little I care about what goes on in the world musically. I haven't. I can't say anything more, you know. I could sit here and just waste people's time and try to make up something to tell you, but no, on both accounts. I've never even, when it's time to go to someplace, Brazil hasn't crossed my mind. For why, what reason, I don't know. Just never has. It's just always been Australia, 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 and everybody there is like, oh, you really don't want to come here. There's nothing here. It's just all coastal crap, and then in the middle is just a bunch of desert and shit where you don't want to be. So I'm not sure what your allure is to the place, but Brazil, I have no clue. I'll go check it out on Google Earth and go look around if it'll let me. But honestly, I've just, no. And I guess that's all that's on that one. Because, like I said, I forgot, it says read more and I did not click it, so I missed another one. Okay, I gotta keep this paper here. It's going, it keeps going up. Okay, I see how it's doing. Let me see. This other page will tell me if I got any more. No, I didn't get the rest of yours. So sorry I didn't get the rest, dude. So you guys got the old Mac operating system avatar. This is from JLGP. Okay, first question says, have you ever tried out a Yamaha DG 100 amp? Yes, I used to own one. Guitar players like, it says Ricky Kotzen and Alan Holdsworth have used it for decades, and I was wondering how it compares with the Johnson Millennium. I actually like the Yamaha. I've had it, and I think it's fine and dandy. They make great stuff. Yeah, great. No problem with it says, I was wondering how it compares with the Johnson Millennium. Nothing compares with my Johnson. That amp was just made for me. So, but yeah, the DG100, love the amp. Great amp. What are your opinion on Yamaha guitars? Thank you. Yamaha is an interesting company. Guitars. I like the SE series, the real cheap. They kind of look like the B series basses, the BB series, but the ones with the 3 single coils again, of course. So you got the SE 300, the SE, I think it was a 200, that actually had plastic. The SE 200, again, 3 single coils, had plastic strap buttons shoved in the guitar, on electric guitar on both parts. So really weird there. I pulled them out and put, you know, regular strap buttons on, but they were actually great things. And then they had the old Yamaha, what's the one? The good one. The stuff that's made in, see, of course all those were made in Taiwan, which are fine, they're great. The Pacifica. They made some really high-end Pacifica things that were kind of a bastardized telly with a NJ, you know, BC Rich NJ looking headstock on them, but kind of a telly thing. But they were the Pacificas that were on the high end, not the low end, that were really nice, kind of telly bastardizations. And then I like the old samurai looking things. What was it? It was a T something 300, I'm thinking, or maybe 100, but it was kind of a reverse body looking thing. I had a couple of those that were really cool. I had the SG 2000 and an SG 3000, which ended up being worth a ton of money, which I don't doubt. They were just, you know, as well, as far as I'm concerned, and that's the important part. Much better than any Les Paul that was ever made, because they refined the heel so much that it was just nice and smooth getting to it, and it was chunky, it was thick, it was every single thing that a Les Paul is, except for uncomfortable at the higher frets, and had great ebony fingerboard that just felt great underneath your fingers. Superb inlay, just superb craftsmanship on those SG guitars back in the 70s. And a couple in the 80s, but such great guitars. Yeah, Yamaha, they make great everything. Not that everything they make is great, but they can make great instruments on anything they put their mind to, and then they'll make shitty ones just because people need the shitty ones. You know, they'll sell you the $60 guitars, but you get what you pay for. But Yamaha's a great company. Never problems with Yamaha. Okay. Funny, this next person, it says, the guitar, 1962. It says, have you and the band ever discussed securing any gigs in Waycross, Georgia? LOL. I played in Waycross, Georgia with Cash, and my stepdad actually came to visit and took pictures of that, and it's in my... there's actually pictures of it in my scrapbook here, and I did a video on the scrapbook, me showing pictures of gigs and stuff, and it shows us playing there in Waycross, and met the Van Zant family, mom and dad, and when I was there playing the gig. This band would never go there, but yeah, I've played there many times, and cool thing. The club was I can't remember the name, but it was a split level thing. You had the main thing down below you because the stage was like 8 feet high off the ground, and then there was a second level up here. So you actually had to put, it was weird, you had to put the PA on these stands they had that were like only 5 foot above the stage. So you would put them there, and they were kind of behind you. weird setup, but it's on the pictures in my Scott Grove. If you just put the word photo maybe after it for photo album, it might show it to you there. But anyway, you put the PA in a location that will cover upstairs and downstairs. They didn't think to just, put speakers throughout the club and let you run a line in and submix and do all that. But yeah, Waycross, nothing but good memories there. Love it. Like I said, this band will never go traveling anywhere, so enjoyed the hell out of the place, and to meet the Van Zants were very cool, and great stuff. Can't say anything. Yeah, I'd be there again. We're up to 71 GS White. This actually, his name's Jeff. Geoff. Says, hi Scott, hope you find effective treatment for your sciatica, which, thank you, I went and got it today, and about 90% of the pain is gone. I'm sitting here like this, like I normally do. I feel a little bit now that the crap is wearing off, but it says, my wife had that and it made her miserable. You bet. Said a prayer for you. Well, thank you. I can start to feel it. I'm starting to feel it now that I'm just sitting here. I don't know if I should or shouldn't, but I'll go back in a month and they check it out. But yeah, now I'm starting to feel it as I sit here, so maybe it won't take, because I'm starting to get uncomfortable again and move around. So the anesthetic is wearing off. It says, because the epidural is actually just for an anti-inflammatory that's supposed to just totally get that crap down and deal with it and be done with it for as long as you have it, but I'm feeling it again now as I sit here. That didn't take long. Shit. Well, anyway, so thanks for the prayer on it too. It says, question. You said in your best guitar for the money video that there are hungry luthiers out there who will custom build you a guitar for far less than Gibson, Fender, custom shops, and care to name or plug a few whom you've done business? God, probably every one of them that hasn't got a deal yet with a major artist. But of course, right here, Anderson, guy builds amazing. David Anderson, superb flipping guitars. Anything you want, guitars, basses, everything, double necks. There's nothing the guy can't do. He's done so many, everything he's got out now is just, he just contacted me a couple days ago, sent me a bunch of pictures of how he just made them better than Leo ever did, or anybody else has. As far as he and I are both concerned, we're relatively like-minded. I turned him onto the lace sensors, and he's enjoying those, and he's enjoying different switching systems we came up with, and he just puts out some superb stuff. That's the guy I would go to, is David Anderson. Let's see. But if you want, I don't know if you want acrylic guitars or not with that guy, he's great. I always have a hard time remembering that name of the guy who built it. I wish he would have put the name of his company on my acrylic telly. But if acrylic's not your thing, that's fine. But the guy does stupid crazy work, and I know a few of you guys out there have went and had some made from him, and I'll remember his name as soon as I quit thinking about it. But yeah, this puppy is more than amazing. My, again, Groovy guitar-ed caster. So that's just a fabulous axe right there. Really is. Trying to think, and I don't know how his name just escapes my brain. I try to put everybody's name out there every time I show a guitar, but God, his name's not on here right now. And I've said it a million times, and I see it in my favorites on my, you know, where everything's earmarked or whatever, bookmarked on my browsers, but I forget it every flipping time. But man, oh God, there's this other company online where you should go get if you want to build your own thing, kind of like the, kind of like Warmouth, and everybody should go to these people. Can't remember them either, but I'll try to toss a link in here right about there, and then you guys go look at these prices. You're gonna shit yourself. You know, I mean, fully finished bodies that are amazing. Again, you're just into normal stuff, just straight strats and tellies, but lots of binding and nice looking semi-hollow, you know, with the F-holes with still binding, and some nice quilted tops and just regular colors, but then other colors you don't normally get, and stupid prices. I mean, I'm gonna do a few of those because there's things I want to do, and they've got some just off the wall prices on these bodies, and they offer everything else too to build them if you want to use their stuff, you know, the necks and every possible thing you could want for them. But I'll put a link right here to everybody should go visit these folks if you're wanting to build a kit guitar type of thing. Do this. I mean, really, because the prices are just stupid, and I'm gonna. So again, I'm just in here and I'm not in there, so I will put the link down there. Okay. Let's go to Blues Tone Blue. Wow. That was like sitting down with Socrates for an hour. LOL, loved it. What was? Oh, probably where I made this video. It had to be, I don't know. Or as they said on Bill and Ted, Socrates. If you guys don't know what any of that's about, shame on you. Okay, here's Super Bionic Batman. That's beautiful. An evil genie just zapped all of your guitars and gear into dust. You have $500. What do you buy? Hookers. No. Okay, so I guess I'm buying guitars again, huh? And all my gear, so I don't have any gear. So I guess I'm replacing my gear with $500. What do I buy? Okay, I go out for $500. I buy a USA made PV Predator. I buy a good old used Johnson. I'm gonna go for that guy. What is it? It's probably gonna be the Marquee JM60. That amp, and then a J8 pedal, and I guess I'm about out of money. But used, everything used. Get the guitar for about $100, maybe less, and then the amp and the pedal board will eat up the rest, and that's it. So the PV USA made Predator guitar, or Falcon, or whatever, the great guitars too. Actually, even better guitars, but I'm just being realistic on the prices. You can definitely get a Predator any day of the week for $100 or less. USA made, and fabulous guitars. And yeah, I'd go right back to the Johnson amps, but I would take the little one because, again, of my budget here. So I'd get that Johnson Marquee 60 and then the J8 controller with it used. And that would be it. Don't need no tuners or anything. They're all built in, blah blah blah, into the amp and so forth. So I'm good to go. Maybe a guitar cord. So that would be that, my friend. Okay, I've got rid of another thing here. We might only have 1 or 2 videos after this, kids. Just letting you know. It's getting close to the end. Getting ready to get back to page 5. Let's see if this is all part of it. A whole bunch of responses to this dumb fucker. There's a guy out there who goes by the name of Texaco. Just a total dipshit in every sense of the word. And there was a simply a discussion. I guess that he asked a question which was, when you gonna, G-O-N-A, jam with Wyatt, W-A-T, and Chippers. No capital letters, no punctuation, no nothing, just a total douchebag. He's got some weird skeleton with a Confederate flag in it, behind it in his avatar. I answered, when you learn to spell. Michael Martin says, what a colossal fucking inbred douchebag. Yeah, that's about right for that guy. And it's just one of Wyatt's cronies that, you know, I don't claim all of mine either as friends either. You know, I've got some real tards that are subscribed, but hey, welcome aboard, tards. I'm a tard. And Michael continues, I wonder if this Confederate flag waving hunting dog monster truck show double wide inhabitant really worked at Texaco. I can barely keep my composure over here. This Lone Star twat makes Wyatt seem like he is among the faculty of Harvard. Yeah, this Texaco guy is about as dumb as they fucking get. Then I went on to respond to Michael, and I said, yep, the guy is a total taint licker. It's probably just Wyatt trying to be clever. Did you notice his latest self-taught or self-slaughter that he posted? It's a thanks to my fans video, and all he does is bitch about myself, me, and Duncan. Then he honestly denied that he lived with his parents on that video before that. Only the good die young, and the queef bubbles like him live forever. Then Michael says, a good friend of mine, Six Strings Dream, which we talked to a minute ago, must have been Larry, because he used the name, recently informed me that the Warlock has been yapping quite loudly that members of the Groovy Army are, and I quote, not real guitar players and know nothing about the instrument. Well, and then he says, well, I think a head cutting contest is in order. So it looks like Michael would love to just slaughter Wyatt on a little online contest. It says, as a member of the Groovy Army, I am offering my Mechrony services and defend our honor. Just a taste. I'll delete it after you get it. Then it says Night Passages. I have to go look and see if there was a post right there. And then I'll ship that off to Wyatt and let it go how it goes. So no questions, just reading the conversation. Okay, let's go up to I don't even know how to say this one. Okay, first word is, it's just one long word. SpenOsBatOcer. No idea what it says. Hey Scott. Hey. I guess that's how it's pronounced. Just one question. Is it harmful for my acoustic guitar to be kept, to keep it tuned always half step flat? It helps me for singing, so I wondered if it will damage my guitar. Sorry for my English, and cheers from Italy. P.S. Awesome lessons and awesome channel. Thank you, buddy. The whole thing about guitars there, if you're tuning down to E flat, of course you're just going to want to see what the recommended string gauges are for your particular guitar. Some guitars have definite standards that they must be abided by. You'll get guitars with very thin tops and they say not to go over a particular gauge. But then again, if you change gauges and put a little more tension back on the neck by going to a little heavier string since you're tuning flat, no, you won't have no problem at all. You probably won't anyway. Half steps, I mean, that's still some weight off the neck, but if you do just go up one string gauge, you know, that will probably correct everything so that the guitar will be within its normal tolerances. You can tune down another half step and be fine, or tune back up to normal and just play everything a whole step below what you do and really save your voice. But however you want to do it, I just avoid the capo at all costs, so I make sure I learn every chord. Every flat chord is just as easy to play as any other major chord. But if you're gonna, but you know, you like those open strings and being able to play the cowboy chords, so yeah, you're gonna be fine. Just go up one gauge from what you normally would use and what the guitar manufacturer suggests, and that will take care of that extra tension and keep your guitar good and straight in case you were to ever want to sell it to somebody who wanted to play it in standard. So just keep the neck at within a gauge or so of what the manufacturer recommends. Because like I said, some are built so thin that, yeah, you're going to pull the bridge right off the dang thing, which happens a lot with some of these Ovations around here. They like to do that. Had lots of bridges just come unglued off Ovations and go flying and smack you in the head. Okay, and English was fine, my man. Appreciate it. Here's a, looks like Macon Steeler. This guy's actually been really nice. I've enjoyed having you around, dude. He says, Scott, when you purchase guitars on eBay, do you shy away from seller or manufacturer refurbished instruments? Would you recommend folks newer to buying and selling guitars on eBay to avoid them? Thanks for your time. The guy's always very cordial and well spoken, always has nothing but nice things to say. He's a very welcome member of my little section of the cyber world. But as far as refurbished things, it honestly depends, and this will give you guys a good insight, and it's a good thing that he brings it up. I have brought it up before, but it never hurts to bring this up again. Look who it's from, and of course, you know, read the feedbacks on instruments that have been refurbished, and people leave feedback for those. So go look at the feedback on them. But generally, when you see those, they're going to come from all pretty much the same place, and that's going to be from Guitar Center. But it'll never be a Guitar Center name. It will be either Musician's Friend, Music 123. They're all owned by Guitar Center. They bought them all. So when you get those back, and people have a guitar that is subpar, and they send it back to the place, then they put them for sale on eBay as refurbished when they didn't do anything to them to refurbish them. they were just a return because of a defect or whatever. Usually those end up on the sales floor at a Guitar Center as a demo model, is what that usually ends up being. And all the kids get to bang those up instead of the brand new one, so you get one that's going to be that way. That's how that honestly works. They end up with a whole lot of floor models that are actually just returns. So again, so that the little kids can knock those over and beat them up and scratch them up. So ask the right questions. You know, just say, well, why was it returned? Some folks are pretty good about doing that. Music 1, 2, 3. Again, they're all Guitar Center still. They are pretty decent about telling you exactly what the defect is or what the refurbished part was. Musician's Friend still, again, is Guitar Center. Some people from the original Musician's Friend owners are still working there, but they're owned still by Guitar Center. They won't tell you for some reason. You can never get an answer out of Musician's Friend, no matter what you do. I haven't bought anything from them in years and years and years, and they keep offering me stupid, crazy deals to come back to them. It's like, no, I'm never going back. But let's see, do you stay away from refurbished? Yeah, like I said, just look through the feedback and see if people have had luck with it. And it's hard to tell because most people aren't going to be extremely bright, you know, when they're buying instruments, because most people just aren't. The majority of people that who buy instruments aren't bright. You know, it's just they're buying them for their kids, so therefore they know nothing about them. It's generally the way that works, you know. So it's somebody's mom named Hazel who's buying the guitar and leaving the feedback, and she don't know what the hell she's talking about. So try to find people who have left feedbacks, maybe write to those people and ask what their actual experience level is on guitars and why they left the feedback they did, so you can learn to trust different sellers and so forth. I always stay away from them myself, just strictly because everything I own has to be in perfect shape or I don't own it. I know, whatever, it's my thing, so that's what I do. So for me to buy a second or a refurbished instrument, I avoid them, and for no other reason than probably a finish defect or something like that, you know. But then sometimes it comes all the way to the neck needs to be reset on it. It came unglued or whatever, so it's hard for that. And generally the people who do offer those for sale are not giving you much of a discount anyway. Again, like I said, usually it's just something somebody returned for some reason. It had a broken string on it. It might have been all it is. Ask them. If they won't answer you, don't buy from them. You know, some people think the guitar is busted because, you know, the E string came broken. So they send the whole guitar back. So just ask the seller, and again, if they don't answer, you know, to find out exactly what the problem was, why and how they fixed it, if anything needed fixed. If they don't answer you, just don't buy from them, and look at the feedback and maybe ask a couple customers who have bought and who have left a negative, and ask them why they left a negative from that person if they can remember, and then just write down maybe a few sellers that are good at answering your questions and blah blah blah, and who have done people good if they want to return a refurbished item. Make sure that's all in order too, that they will accept returns. And yeah, again, I enjoy having you aboard, man. You're always nice. Next one comes from Aaron Fielder. Says, I watched all the parts of your other Ask Scott Grove anything videos, so I decided I should ask something this time. How does an individual grow a beard of that magnitude, Scott? Says, I can only grow a little bitch beard with my and my grandfather told me, you know how to grow a better beard? Eat more pussy. What is your input on this? Well, always eat that pussy. There's an old saying my dad told me, which holds true about pussy. If it smells like fish, it's a dish. If it smells like cologne, leave it alone. Meaning, hey, if it smells like carp, you know, the way it's supposed to, then probably nothing wrong going down there. You're probably not going to end up with a bunch of herpy blisters. But if it smells like they were trying to mask something with the odor down there, then leave it alone. It's probably never been washed, and there's probably a reason that they're spraying their what was the Liz Taylor perfume, some diamonds or something. But man, I couldn't grow a beard ever, a mustache and beard. I couldn't get this side of my mustache to connect until about 2 or 3 years ago. It just wouldn't connect from here to here. There was always this much missing, so I never got to do it before. So now that I'm this age, I think today's the 15th, so it's like 5 days away from my 50th birthday. Who knows when this will actually be uploaded, but know that it was recorded on October 15th, 2014. So yeah, it took me to be 48 or so to finally grow a full beard, and it just grows. I'm what people say, what do you do? I tell them I'm a hair farmer. Yes, a hair farmer. Again, the locks of love thing, I just do it because it grows and it works, and I don't, it's the right thing to do if you have the follicles to do it. And now all of a sudden this thing decided to present itself, and is it because of eating pussy? It could be. Just because I'm married don't mean I stop doing what I do. I still love my job. I do it good, and my dad always says, that ain't gray, them stains. Yeah, the pussy juice stains. That's why he would always say, the flavor savers, and you've heard that before, but yeah, that's not gray, them stains. What was the actual question? That was the question. It was all about the beard. Okay. So, what's my input on that? Just age, dude. I guess it's in your genes. My dad has the exact same beard, the full one, not the one where I shaved it off now, but I look just like my dad for the most part. He's 75 now. He trims his, I think he said, once every other year, and then he'll trim it all the way back to about this much, but then the rest of the time it's this big Gabby Hayes looking thing, and so it's inherited, it seems like. And Aaron also asked, not trying to be a nuisance, but I thought of another question. Do you have any embarrassing moments from your past that are seemingly burned into your brain, like it creeps up from your subconscious and into your thoughts at random times, and you think, what the fuck was I doing? Maybe something like some dumb, atrocious line you fed to a girl while you were trying to spit some game, or anything in general. So let's see, let me get the grasp of the whole question. Something embarrassing, a moment in my past that just it's etched into my brain there. It keeps creeping up on me. Let's see. Yeah, I guess so. I don't like this story, but it's a true story. There was a Ramada Inn in a town called McAllister, Oklahoma. And the owner of that, or the proprietor, or the manager, or whatever he was, he booked the bands and stuff. Anyway, I was a young punk all of us were. We were probably 20. 19 to 20, right in there, because gauging by the girlfriend I was soon to meet. Anyway, we would play there for a month or two at a time, and the guy was as queer as a $3 bill, but he found me to be awful cute. He was older than I am. He was probably in his 60s, but he says, man, if you would just, be gay with him. He's like, I'll buy you everything in the world. I'll give you diamonds, I'll give you cars, I'll give you everything. It's like, so that is creepy and sticks out. And every time the band would tell me that we're booked there again, it's like, oh good God, I'm gonna have that dude chasing after me again. So I feel pretty settled nowadays knowing that I'm sure he's probably dead. But good God, yeah, I was still under 100 pounds at that time, and just a little skinny thing, and guess I was cute. So yeah, that really creeps me out, and still these days sometimes I think I see that. I mean, it was that ingrained in my brain that I think I see him if I'm at the store or something, and sometimes that dream will pop up again, and it's just like, good God. But yeah, so I had the homo club owner, but owned the hotel, saying he'll get anything I want. You'll never have money problems again in your whole life if you just let me suck that dick of yours, and vice versa. It's like, no thanks. So yeah, people. Yep, that's a memory. That one gets told with the shrink a lot. Every time the train shrinks. All right, what kind of time do I got? 5-10 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Yick. I know everybody's gonna be talking about that one now. But that's okay. It's just part of my life. And no, I didn't go there. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't want to come off homophobic. But no, I didn't suck a dick, and I didn't let him suck a dick. So. Okay, next one, Carlo Polison, I'm going to say. I've got that same avatar thing, but that same picture on one of my campfire videos as a background. Most of us do. That acoustic guitar that's on fire. There's a whole bunch of them out there with different guitars with the same background where they're on fire, but they look cool. It says, I'm considering to buying the Elixir Polyweb strings, but before I do that, I would like to know if there is a way to take care of sweaty hands. When playing gigs or playing at home, I kill strings in no time. I hear you. Man, like I said, I used to have to wear rubber gloves when I just changed my strings, because I would change my strings the day of the gig, like 2 hours before the gig, change my strings, eat dinner, go to the gig, open up my case, and my strings were already dead. I mean, like they'd been on there for years. And yes, there is something you can do, and it's just a matter of if you want to, and it's electrolysis, and it actually fuses all the pores on your hands together so you can no longer sweat through your hands. It doesn't help your everything else, because you're going to continue to sweat down here and it's going to drip, so you have to end up wearing sweatbands around your wrist. But yeah, you just go in and they do this, and it's not as goofy as it sounds, but it will cure 98% of that. So who needs to sweat through their hands? Nobody. So you just go get your hands, it's just an elective thing, you just have your pores closed off so you no longer can, in any possible way, sweat through your hands. People do it to their feet all the time, so there's no longer any foot odor. It's really no big deal at all. It's not like you're shutting off. You have to sweat somewhere, but you don't have to sweat through your hands. So no talcum powder, baby powder, all that crap. That stuff gets in between your windings too, just as you know. You've tried everything already, but that's what you do, and a lot of people do it. So I'm beyond the point of playing a lot, so I no longer care. I was thrilled to death to find the polywebs, because that's exactly what it saved me from. There are people who are like always telling you it's your diet. It's not your diet. It has nothing to do with your diet. Some of us just have that acidic sweat, and it is normal. It's not abnormal. People are just made different, and some of us just happen to play guitars and we notice it because we play guitars. Other people who have that kind of sweat don't even know they have it because it doesn't register with them, you know. They're not touching things and then listening to them later. They have no way of knowing they have it, but so many people in the world have it. So yeah, just go get your hands welded shut. But really, yeah, just have your sweat glands just sealed. It's quick, it's easy, it's painless, totally. And you can play regular strings again if you want. No big deal. Okay. Let's go right above. And I have no answer for you because I don't know. I'm going to spend longer trying to pronounce the name than I am answering the question. Les Zach Wincy Kayak. You do better. Right there in front of my finger. That name. And he's just asking what I think about the band, the music of Queen. Don't know. I've heard the hits. It's a little theatrical for me as far as the general music of it. You know, there's so much of the Freddie Mercury influence and the operatic thing going on all the time, so I could do without the vocals. You know, I thought, from what I've heard anyway, of Queen, you know, they're out to write opuses and so forth. They're not just a rock band or whatever. They are meant to be a flamboyant band. So their music even sounds flamboyant. Does it mean gay? No, it means that it sounds just very theatrical and very just that. It sounds like it's meant to be theatrical. You can almost see a play happening and with each song. Even if you were to get rid of Mercury's vocals, you envision something taking place. It's like going to see an opera. You have no idea what the hell they're singing about, but they still tell a story. So I think their music tells a story with or without words, because it's so very different. I'm not a fan, and I'm not a fan. It's all good stuff. Everybody's great players. I've just never considered it because I don't really consider anybody, you know. So, but, and again, I wouldn't know any song other than the hits. So, that's about that. You know, I did watch a full documentary on them a couple weeks ago, and just to check it out because I thought it would expand my horizons a little bit. So I just got basically what was a behind the music type of thing, and that's about all I know about them. You know, just knew a little more about the people, which was cool. So, see where I'm at. I am out of time. Let's see. Last one I'll do, Mr. Dan Man 830. And then one of my buddies, Elf Hermie up here, will be next on the last one, or the close to the last one. I might only have one more to go. Anyway, Mr. Dan Man 830, he says, "Hey Scott, I have the same type of views, you know, like the way I view things, and even laugh or chuckle like you. Should I be worried?" Be afraid. Be very afraid. I enjoy being me, dude, and if you're anything like me and you enjoy your own company, hey, why be afraid or worried? I'm glad somebody has the same type of crap going on, and I'm not alone in the world. So, hell, be proud. I'm honestly proud of myself. You know, whatever. I think I'm doing a great thing for people who will take the advice. again, I'm not a god of any sort or anything that people seem to think I am. I don't have disciples and I don't have things. I just a guy who wants to tell people the way things are, or the way they are according to me. And again, yes, I honestly do tell people when things are fact and when they're fiction, and people still constantly say, which is whatever, they're like, he says all his opinions are facts. No, I honestly don't. I tell you when they're my opinions are my opinions, and when the facts are facts. Why would I deliberately sabotage some information just to make you believe something that is retarded? It makes no sense. So I don't open my mouth unless I am sure what I'm talking about, and I have researched it over and over again beyond my own beliefs. So be proud of, if you're something like me, hell yeah, be proud. Okay, until next time, Dr. Groovy Scott Grove here, and knowing that my sciatica is still hurting, god damn it, we'll see what happens, okay? I'll talk to you probably tomorrow, or maybe even later tonight, I don't know. And I'll try to get this uploaded tonight, and catch you guys soon. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.